What up, people? What's going on? Welcome to my channel. This is the Infinity Midwife. Yo, I hope you are doing great. You are doing fine. You are taking care of yourself. You are loving on yourself. If nobody told you today, you are loved. You are greatly loved. So, because we are still in our series of the collective shadow, I felt it was important that I do this video today to maybe help you out on your journey, or maybe inspire you, or leave you with whatever guidance that you can implement in your everyday life. And this video is titled how can you live in your power a little bit every day. And so, yes, it stems from experience. Instead, it stems from what I do in my day-to-day life. It can also come from various inspiration, things that I feel inspired to share with you. So that's why I feel like, I'll break this down, maybe let's say in 6-7 points on how you can implement little things in your everyday life that will facilitate or help you feel more empowered in your true self. Okay. When I say true self, I speak of, you feeling good about yourself, about the things you think about the things you do, about the things you speak about, right? All of these are important things. And so I want to say welcome, first of all. And so let's dive right deep into it, okay? So number one, if you want to feel more empowered in your everyday life, you need to know what's going on internally, okay? That's a big plus. That's a big tip that you can start implementing. And then it can start with, just waking up in the morning, and then just checking in regularly, maybe every 2 hours or every other hour, or just maybe twice during the day, where you do some small check-ins on how am I feeling right now? Am I feeling good? Where is my attention going? What's the emotion that I'm feeling right now? Or, sometimes during the day we can have many highs and then sometimes some lows. So when you are going through some ups and downs during your day, maybe it's a good thing to, just pause and then bring your attention to what is actually going on with that emotion that you're feeling, or with that whatever mood swing, or that, that up and down that happened drastically during your day. That's one of the ways that you can keep up with what's actually going on internally. What I do on the regular is I journal. I journal a lot. Sometimes I feel less inspired, or I try to connect internally differently. It can be something totally different for you, and that's fine. As long as you are aware, or you're bringing more awareness into your internal space, that is good for you. However that, however you express it in your life, or however that unfolds for you in your life. So journaling is one of the ways that, works for me. That's where I jot down whatever I'm feeling. Some people can say some people talk about intuitive journaling, where you just write down whatever is in your mind. So you make space for more, you make more head space, more mental clarity before you start your day. Or if you're having a down moment, then you express it, through writing. It can be whatever. Okay, so journaling is a big one in order to be more connected to your internal space. Okay, so when you are connected with your internal space, or you make space for that internal conversation to happen, or whatever you're going through to be expressed and brought into your own awareness, then you feel more powerful of how you want your day to be going. Okay, another thing here that I will also advise is, when you start being more aware of your internal world, you want to start implementing little things that's gonna keep you on point throughout the day. Okay, that can be some breathing exercise, so that you always come back to your internal awareness. It can be spoken words. If you like to speak out into into the air, the things that you're going through, that can also help. There are many, many ways that you can connect with your internal space, or that you can give it a voice. So I feel that that's number one top priority on my list on how I can reclaim and be more in my power on a day-to-day. Okay. Number two, you can start by, well, once you follow through it, number one. Number two is actually start implementing some sort of routine, where, no, not some sort of routine, but where you're physically activated. Okay. That can be through a walk. Okay, that can be through, if you like to go to the gym and train, go to the gym and train. Not excessively. Don't do it in a way where, if you don't do it, then you feel bad. It could just be like little things, like, set yourself up for a 15-minute dancing in front of the mirror, or, do a little jog or a little walk. Go take out, your kids or your dog. However, you can start implementing physical activity in your life on a day-to-day, do that. Now, when you start doing some physical activity, number one, yes, you are engaging more, you are being more aware in your physical body, okay? And that can also lead the way to externalize some discomfort in the body. It can be a way to alleviate some pains. It could be a way to just bring more oxygen to the body. It can also be part of a more disciplined regimen if you train a certain way, or if you want your physical to look a certain way. I mean, there are levels to this, and it's just little by little start implementing some physical activity. It could be jumping ropes. I love to jump ropes, and I set myself up to jump ropes, like do 1,500 jumping ropes in a day. That could be a goal, and you work your way up to that, but it's different for everybody. But it's just one of the ways where you can start by feeling better in your body, feeling more empowered. And when you do some physical exercise, you feel that you are engaging your body, that you are releasing some toxins, that you feel good in your body, right? And that's the whole point, feeling more empowered in your whole being. So that's number two. Number three, I would suggest one of the ways to feel more empowered, it's still more on a physical level, and that means to recognize when it's a yes for you or when it's a no. It's part of the boundary regimen, or the boundary tips that I like to apply in my everyday life. So one of the things that I like doing is asking my body, what feels like a yes to me? And then I just listen. And then what feels like a no to me in my body? And then I'll listen in. And then I'll know, like, okay, well, this sign right here, when my belly starts, to cringe up, and then I feel like I'm going through some sort of indigestion, that to me, it speaks more like of a no. Okay, that would be a sign that's a no for me to do. So just start connecting your body to how you want to be, or how do you want to receive some certain signs or signals, so that when you're out there in the world, and then people come across you, and they you probably want to help people or whatever have you, and people come up to you and they start asking you things. One way of doing it is not answer right away, but taking some time to analyze within your body, within yourself, and say, does that feel right for me? Right? Let me take a step back. Let me breathe a little bit. Does that feel right for me? Yes. Okay, I'm going with whatever was offered or proposed to me. Or it does not resonate with me, then okay, my body tells me no. So that's a clear no. So that's one of the ways of implementing boundaries. Okay, that's my number three. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so number 3 is, having to tap or connecting your body to communication. How does your body communicates yes to you, and how does your body communicates no to you? Okay, that's super important, because it leads onto the next point, which is boundaries, having healthy boundaries. We have all types of relationships in our lives. We have all types of responsibilities as adults that we want to meet. And then sometimes, we have things to take care of, people that we need to take care of. But one of the things that we have to respect is our boundaries. Like, what are our limits? And that's okay, because we all have them, and it's just okay to respect them. So if you're not familiar, I was not familiar with boundaries. Like, for a very long time, I was a yes person to everything. Like, hey, I need help here. Oh, okay, I'm here. I'll do it. I'll help you with it. But I've come to the realization, if I want to be healthy within myself, my being, my body, I need to respect just how far I'm willing to go, to feel good about myself, so that I don't feel like people is taking advantage of me. I don't feel like I'm overstepping my boundaries. I don't feel like I'm feeling resentment at the end of the day, because I've respected my boundary. I've respected my limit. Okay. And that can unfold onto many, many ways, but we need to have those clear signals, those clear communication lines with our bodies that are telling us yes and that is telling us no. So that when we are met with some offers, people, needing our help, yes, we want to help. Yes, we want to be there for people, but then we want to do it in a healthy way. Because if we don't do it in a healthy way, we're going to feel abandoned, rejected. We're going to feel some sort of injustice that happens, some sort of betrayal, which is not totally true. That's just a perspective that we need to change. But in order for us to be clear on the type of help we're willing to give, we need to have certain boundaries. Like, if I feel like, okay, this person needs this from me, am I willing, first of all, like, is that in alignment with what I'm trying to do? Is that in alignment with my purpose of what is it that I'm trying to do? Is that bettering my experience? Sometimes it can feel like yes, but deep down, your body tells you no, but we override our boundaries because we feel like we need to do this. But most of the time when we are listening in, okay, we get a clear signal that this is good for you, or this is not good for you, or it's gonna overwhelm you. And so in my day-to-day life, through communicating with my body and then to respect my boundaries, I will know what feels right for me to do, and then I will also know what doesn't feel right for me to do. So let's just say I need to help someone, a close relative, with something, and I know that, they're not meeting me at halfway. That's just me fully giving it 100%, and it's not going to be reciprocated. That's not the type of, of burden I want to put on my shoulders. So I'll be like, okay, well, I'll meet you there. That's my limit. In order for me to feel good in my body and my being, knowing that, I'm not going to be putting myself in a space where I'm going to feel betrayed, I'm going to feel a certain way, I'm going to feel, where I'm revisiting those emotions that, can be detrimental for me or overwhelming for me. I'm going to set a limit to how I'm going to show up in that situation, in that circumstance, or with that person, or with, that relative. So that I know that by the end of the day, I've done what I could with what I had by respecting my own limits. And that makes me feel more empowering. At the end of the day, I feel more empowered because I know that I have not gone over what I set myself I was going to, or I was willing to do in that circumstance, for that person, in that situation. And so, that deals a lot, again, with the belief that we are unworthy, and so we need to do all these things to be seen and to be felt. But again, it's a belief that needs to be changed, and through those tips that I'm sharing in this video, those are, certain tips that you can start applying to actually start being in a position of feeling more empowered within your being. Okay, so yes, boundaries, opening up the communication lines with your body of how you can feel you are respecting your own boundaries or not. Setting up clear limits. Okay, that's a big one. That's a big, important one. The other one is, I think I spent too much time on this one. The other one I feel that is really important is take time to do something pleasurable for you. Okay, now y'all know in my previous videos I've been talking about what pleasure is, what pleasure can be for you, what pleasure was for me. Take some time to be very to tap into what makes you happy. Okay, it could be reading a book, it could be spending some time outside, it can be just sleeping, taking a nap, whatever would make you feel good in your day. Do it. You do not need somebody to validate it for you. You do not need, yourself more than anybody else. So if you feel like something is going to make you feel happy, then tap into it and do it. You're going to feel more empowered about yourself, that you've accomplished something that you're really passionate about, and that's just going to help you at the end of the day to assess and reassess like how your day's been, to just be proud of yourself and feel more empowered. So definitely choosing an activity that is pleasurable to you, and that's just various things, right? So for me, for instance, if you look in the background, I like doing a lot of abstract art. Okay, like I do a lot of abstract art, and that's one of the ways I get to externalize some emotions, or just being in the flow of whatever have you. But it can be different for you. Sometimes it can be just me listening to some music. It can be whatever. Okay, so whatever is pleasurable for you, try to at least implement 1 or 2 activities. If it could be like every day and like a whole day thing, then do it a whole day thing, but make it pleasurable for you. Because at the end of the day, you're going to feel more empowered, more proud of yourself that you were using your creativity for something that is passionate for you, not for anybody else. If you feel like sharing it, then fine, share it. But it's ultimately something that it can be good for you. So with that being said, I think I went over the time that, I felt like, it would cover it up. But again, revisit those points. I find that if you can start implementing those little things in your everyday life, you will feel more empowered. I would lastly leave it on that. Be grateful. Just be grateful for whatever you got. Wherever you are in your process, just be grateful to be where you are on your journey, because we've all been there. We're all going through it through different levels at different times. And everything works in cycles. So we're always revisiting some experiences, some circumstances where we're going to be taught certain lessons, or certain lessons we're going to be revisiting them in order to transcend them or evolve them, or get a better understanding of them. So just be grateful of where you at on your journey, and it's valid. All of it is valid. Whatever you think that you went through some stuff that was really heavy, that was really dark to deal with, just be grateful that you're still here, that you're still breathing, that you can still have a good day by the end of this day. Okay, that being said, y'all, hope you're having a good day. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones. Know what means a yes to you in your body, what means a no to you in your body, and know that you are seen and loved. Peace.